In the previous video I was using this Fabsil spray to protect the roof of the Saab and try and stop it leaking water. Question is, did it work? Well, I'm pleased to say the answer is yes, because it made the rain go away. Brilliant. Don't need that anymore. But is the roof actually waterproof? I'm a little concerned because I'm sure people have commented already. I haven't actually posted the video yet. It is a long way from clean. It is quite dirty. So it's cured overnight. Should we give it a try? All right, here we go. Let's try the side bit here. Oh yes, look at that. It is beading up. That's what we want. What about over here? Oh yeah. We got beading. That is what we want to see. So the water isn't going into the canvas. It's sitting on the top, which means if there's a lot of it, it'll run off. Magnificent. I'm not going to get that any drier, but any wetter rather, because as you can see, the sun's out. Actual sun. Might be nice to actually drive with the roof off, but I might give the rest of the car a wash because it's filthy. Well, just call me Mr. Concourse now, eh? That's not come up bad. I mean, it's not amazing, but a heck of a lot better than it was. Lovely jewel-like beading on the roof. Yeah, she's come up nice. High. Actual shadows today. Splendid. It's Monday, let's jump into the action today. Main thing, wiper motor. New wiper motor, 41 quid on eBay delivered, and we're fitting it to the Ford car over there. I've got an exhaust hanger to sort out on Bella the Berlingo, that's why she's here today. Although the other reason is that I do not fancy driving the Saab anymore. I drove the Saab to Warwickshire and back yesterday, trip of about 300 miles in total, and very uncomfortable. Unfortunately, the Saab does not suit me. Some cars do not. I got terrible backache, terrible leg ache. I just couldn't get the seat in a position that worked, so I gave up. And yeah, we'll just try and move the Saab on. I've got a very, actually no, I haven't got an interesting idea. Miss Hubnut has got a very interesting idea. Might be a good way to get the Saab gone, so watch this space. Her car, the Daihatsu Charade, got exhaust parts on the way, Kitcher up and down videos, did a lot of parts hunting for me, number hunting. We've got some Bozal, they make exhausts, part numbers, so I've ordered those parts and I'm hoping they fit, including a sealing ring that I didn't know existed. We've never seen a sealing ring on this car or on the Perodua Canary, but maybe that will help us get a gas tight seal. Let's hope so. That joint is just a pain in the backside. I'll just remind you which one we're on about. It's this one down here. The gaskets are always the wrong size, and I mean, you can put a bit of sealant in there, but you'd need a lot to fill a gap like that. That gasket is meant to seal that up without having to use nasty sealant. You'll note the springs are actually too short, so I've got these little spaces that Lewis made up for us down at Whiteland Restorations a while ago. But let's just feel around the back of this cat and hope the cat itself isn't leaking. But no, that all feels tight, and as it should be, because last time we ran this there was smoke pouring out of absolutely everywhere. This oil feed pipe is notorious for going rusty. They do that on Chemy's original engine. Someone had already replaced that with just a bit of hose. So stuff to be getting on with. Panda and indeed the Fiat Ford car, we've got booked in for cam belts with a local mobile mechanic. People are worried that if I work on this car I'll ruin it, and it's a fair comment, so I'm not going to. 46,000 miles now on the clock, still very low. Still waiting for little Miss Hubnut to continue her education at university. She'll be staying in different accommodation next year. Maybe the car can be justified. I don't know. I should get the 2CV out today, really. It's a nice sunny day, but that means moving quite a lot of cars. Although I can at least move this one now, so that makes life easier. So we'll see what we can do. But yeah, returning to the Fiat Ford car, I've got wheel trims to go on it as well. But my focus is going to be on getting the rear wiper working. Ever so common issue with the spindles seizing up. Be curious to know if it's a permanent on or an intermittent. On Panda it's intermittent, and it's a really annoying intermittent as well, because if you turn it on and the front wipers aren't on, it sort of does a fairly regular intermittent pattern. Not too bad. If you put the intermittent front wipers on, this will then operate every second time the front wipers operate. But if you have the front wipers on full, this has a delay of about just a few seconds and it goes again, which is often way too much. So it's one of those things where they try to be too clever with the wipers and it isn't actually helpful. It's annoying. And another thing this does that the car does not do is if you flick wipe, you get a fast sweep and then a slow sweep. I just want one sweep. That's the whole point of a mist function, is to get one sweep. I don't want and then the slow one. And it seems to do that only when you're moving. So someone's thought all this stuff through and programmed it in, you know, bleep bloop in it, and have just made it annoying. And while we're complaining about wipers, I'm going to complain about the Berlingos as well. The Berlingo, much fanfare was made of this at the time, especially on the Zara Picasso. It has variable intermittent, speed dependent. So the faster you go, the smaller the gap gets, which is stupid because the intensity of the rain doesn't necessarily get worse the faster you go. And by the time you're doing over 50 miles an hour, there's pretty much no gap. You might as well just have the wipers on. It's exceedingly annoying. I would rather just have a regular wipe. But again, someone programmed it in, thought they were being clever. No. Anyway, shall we fit a wiper motor? Some quick housekeeping before we fit this. One, jumper. It's the super jumper. You may not know the reference of this jumper, but I was wearing this when I filmed my very first video on this channel, and we're almost at anniversary now. 4th of December will be the 12-year anniversary of Hubnut. Astonishing. Well, it just started off as Classic Hub and became Hubnut a couple of years later. But yeah, this jumper was in video number 1. I wore it when I test drove a 2nd generation Leaf just to make sure I was still wearing it. It means a lot to me, this jumper. It's in a terrible state. There's holes in it, but it's so lovely and warm because it's sunny today, but also really cold. So that's what's going on. Let's see if we can get this installed then. All right, moment of truth time then. Have we fixed the rear wiper? Have I lost the key? No, there's a key. Ignition on and wash. Look at that. I got the position about right, I think. Marvellous. That's very pleasing. That screen wash is filthy. There we go. The park position isn't quite right, is it? Because it's just dropping before it goes and does its sweep. But oh, that was just a dribble catch. Okay, I'm going to take it. That's certainly a vast improvement. Rear wiper, woohoo! And now something that's going to really cosmetically lift this car. The valve seems to just come through. There isn't a cutout for it, which is a bit annoying. There we go. Brilliant. Oh, that lifts things, doesn't it? Have a look at that now. What a difference that makes. Marvellous. That has, oh, it's cheered me right up. That's made the car look so much better. It's lost that awful hire car, not my Pajero, look. Oh, that's really pleasing. I decided not to film driving up on those ramps. Always terrifying. But got it done. Now we got some space for rolling around underneath. So let's take you under. I should have something on the ground really, but I'm an idiot. So our exhaust hanger is there, and I just wedged a wrong one in just so there was something there to stop the exhaust just hanging on nothing at all. The problem is that sticky out bit there was striking the floor, which was lovely. So we'll try and get an actual exhaust mount on. Because you can imagine with the exhaust hard attached to the car, the vibration is quite unpleasant. Not too bad under here though, is it really? Still looking pretty good. Front subframe is helpfully rust-proofed by the engine. Great. Now, long-time viewers will remember me complaining about rust in the rear cross member. And there it is. So there was already a hole there, but now there is more hole. So that's not so ideal. The other side is very much as it should be. I wonder if it gets dried out by exhaust heat. So I don't know what we do about that. Pain in the ass to get welded up. You probably have to drop bloody tow bar off. And no, we still haven't got a spare wheel holder under here, so the spare wheel is still in the boot. Not very practical. Right, here's my two hangers. That's the one that failed. It looks like it was hitting somewhere. So I'll see what else we can do under here. This one, Febby Bilstein, but I had to make the hole myself. Hadn't quite gone through, nor have the other two, but I don't think that really matters so much. These are the two holes. That's the body, that's the exhaust. See if I can get it on. I might need some angle grinder action here. This is just way too long. Look, that's where the hanger is, so it needs to be here. It doesn't need to be over here. And the problem is when we lift this up, it's actually striking that mount there. It's almost like the whole exhaust needs to come over, actually. I don't know whether we got any adjustment to do that. There's no hanger up there. So it's just that and the one at the back. So maybe we'll unhook the back and see if we can get it in a better place. Oh, that's what's going on. I thought that was a mount, but no, it's a bodge. So I unfitted these plates around that hole to fix it. Fix. Well, that's a bit of a bum, isn't it? Hey, substantially hold. And that's why I was having problems with that mount. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, I mean, it's gone almost all the way around. Is that a joint there? So it's this section I need. Yeah, that is just weird. I've angle ground. I use an angle grinder to reduce that. And I've adjusted the collar round a bit, but that collar must have been factory because it does actually look like that mount. Unless there's just a hanger missing for some reason because it's an aftermarket exhaust, but I'm a bit worried it's going to knock and vibrate. But I don't think there's an awful lot I can do about that, in all honesty. If I try and bend that down a bit, then the hanger might just fall off. And yeah, I don't know, it all seems very strange, but I've whacked a load of copper grease in there because I haven't got any exhaust assembly paste, and hope for the best. But I think that collar has just literally rotted that section out because moisture presumably gets easily trapped in there. Great. Yeah, so make sure we're in neutral so we don't drive off the ramps. Blowing sunlight. Well, that certainly got rid of quite a lot of vibration in here. I've also adjusted the tailpipe down a bit as well to try and adjust the balance of the system. It was right up against the bumper, so that should be a bit better. There we go. I don't think we'll really know until we go for a drive, but there we go. Well, look at this. Hasn't it come up well for a clean? It's still very light red and it's still, the colour match is not entirely there. But my plan is I want it thoroughly dry before I even try mopping or polishing it. So I'm going to swap it over with a Panda. But before I do, let's check out some underbonnet differences. It's beautifully clean here. Look at this. It's like over 100,000 miles on this car. But I want to draw your attention to this thing here, which I believe is the controller for the variable valve timing. I believe this engine has that and the Panda doesn't. But it might just be different ways of mounting this, because we've got something controlling stuff here, whereas on the Panda we've got a sensor here instead, and there's a blanking plug down here where the other thing is. I mean, this can't have variable valve timing. If it has, it's broken because this thing is so flat to drive. You'll notice the Ford actually has body colour in the engine bay. The Panda does not. The Panda is just the regular epoxy, and they only put paint where you could see paint, which is an interesting take on it. So that is one difference. This is a smaller engine, and it doesn't appear to have variable valve timing, and as a result it is just insanely flat. But yeah, I'm very pleased with how that came up. I mean, even all the door shuts and everything. I have cleaned out the fuel filler flap. It was disgusting in here, so that's now immaculate. Words I never thought I'd say. But the door shuts are all clean and tidy. It's like someone had really cared about it, yet the servicing lack would suggest they didn't. Either that or someone cleaned it. Did they just give it a thorough deep clean because they were taking it for an MOT and wanted to make a good impression? I don't understand. I don't know the exact timeline of this car, but it's very likely it went for an MOT, failed the MOT, and then they just decided to get a new car. But yeah, I don't understand why it's so clean after all that neglect. Very strange. Oh, and the Panda does this. The blooming parcel shelf doesn't work properly because the clips fall out, so it should go in there and there should be a little clip to hold it. In fact, I think that might be one of them, but they do just break and fall off and don't do the job very well. Oh no, we have still got one that side as well. That one's just not locked in. Oh, there we go. Well, we'll try and fit that and maybe it'll stay there. Oh, I see. There's tabs, and this one is effectively pulled out, but it's the cheapest, nastiest fibre board known to man, so it's hardly surprising. Nonetheless, with it clipped in, will it work now? There we go. Perfect. Now I need a new one of them. Well, I'm not saying it had been a while since I've been out in Ellie, but I forgot she needed a grill muff on because it's chilly today, comfortably below 10 degrees, which is why the roof is very much on. And our engine still sounds awful. I can't actually see you. There we go. Oh, that's quite bright, isn't it? Let's get on our way and I'll see if I can stop blinding you. And check the traffic. All good. Check doors shut. No. Gravity. Yeah, we're going to go hoon into the shops so I can acquire polishing stuff, because I've no idea where my orbital polisher is, so I don't think we're going to be using that, unfortunately. And my cutting compound, last used on the Skoda, remember the Skoda Favorit, is ruined. I thought that bottle was sealed, apparently not sealed, so that was a waste of money. Barely used any of that, so that serves me right for not doing more polishing. So we're going to drive to Aberystwyth to the shops in my noisy 2CV, but quick. I forget how quick she feels compared to a stock one with a very lightly modified engine. Well, I'm very glad I parked the car undercover, because despite the fact it wasn't meant to rain, it is nonetheless raining. So I took Ellie the 2CV home yesterday and had a merry razzabout getting stuff that will help today. Stuff like new polish cloths, because we need to do some serious polishing. Being very hubnut, what I've actually managed to do is get completely overwhelmed by all the different products on offer, and got this stuff, grey Colourfast. That's just so typical of me. I just panic and just grab something that I think, oh, that'll be good. Why didn't I just get regular T-cut? I would have done the job, or something better. But so what we're actually going to be using is the Terrason WX159XP. It's crusty on the top, but actually it's all still liquid down below. So hopefully that will still work. I'll give you a close-up of what we need to address. So it's highly likely it's had some accident repair work here, and the door fit is still somewhat questionable, and I suspect this flank was painted. So this has gone very matte. You can see there, and you can see it here. So this flank needs a very good polishing, but in reality the entire car does. You can see we've got little light scratches there from people's fingernails grabbing the door handle. There's a bit of fade there. I don't know if that's where the new paint was blended in. We got this black marking stuff all throughout the paint, because it obviously hasn't been cleaned that often. The bonnet is going to be a problem because we've got various things going on. But I might have to shut that door. Actually, we're getting moisture blowing in. Lots of little stone chips. I can't do anything about that, but we can try and get a bit of shine going on. There's something interesting going on here. I don't know if it's tree sap, but there's a hard line there. Has it had a little bit of paint maybe? I don't know. So this is our starting point, but there's all sorts of contaminants in the paint. And I'm sure there's people shouting about clay bars and all that sort of stuff. This is not a detailing channel. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I've got some cutting compound, and we're going to start there and see if we can get it all one shade of salmony pink. Red, light red. Well, certainly we've removed a fair bit of paint with my cheapo microfiber. I've got some much posher ones I'm going to use for final finishing. So, shall we buff it off and see what I've done? Oh wow. Oh, it's much brighter. Oh, I apparently haven't done that, but oh, I may have laid it on a bit thick apparently, but can you see that? Look at the difference. My gosh. That's looking a heck of a lot better. I think unfortunately I'm also revealing quite a bit of orange peel in these panels. Wow. Yeah, there's some areas I'm going to have to go over again. Haven't quite got into the paint. And areas like this where I've just put a bit too much on really. I'm kind of learning how to use this stuff. Wow. Yeah, the contrast with the rear bumper is so much less pronounced. Well, I'm knackered now. I'm quite out of breath. I've only done one panel. It's made quite the difference though. Look at the state of the door now. The only problem is this now looks more red than the rest of the car, whereas it looked more pink than the rest of the car. So I've deliberately not gone into the roof or the tailgate, the bumper, and it's really difficult because the light in here is not great. But it's a bit smeary. I'm not entirely happy with it, but if I'm striving for perfection, I don't think I'm going to get there with the materials I have. So it's more a case of working out where to go next. I think I'm going to save this door for last because look at that contrast. There we go. How marked is that? That was kind of the same colour, but you can see the orange peel. Not a very good paint job. If I get out of the way, and look at that. So that really needs some wet and drying and some polishing, but given the panel gap is like that, probably not worth bothering with. But yeah, I might start doing this section across the top now, and we'll see if we can get this to red to match this. Oh no, look, I've put fingerprints on it. Don't do that. Yeah, that was always going to be my concern. It doesn't match. So this is the original salmon pink factory paint, polished up nicely, and it doesn't match this flank. It is too red. Yeah, you can see the tone difference. Bugger. So question is, how far along that door did they paint? I found where they blended it in on the roof line, and they didn't do a very good job of blending it in because it's just too red. Ah, hats off. I'm absolutely knackered. Got as far as the front door on this side so far. I mean, look, reflections. It's improving. I haven't done the roof yet. Tailgate's open just because I was listening to the excellent stereo. It's fiddly as hell to use. The buttons are rubbish, but sounds really good. On the way back from collecting it, I got my little Bluetooth adapter in, and I was listening to drum and bass, and it sounded awesome. So that was nice, but still raining. In fact, it's getting worse. Today was meant to be a dry day. I don't quite know what's gone wrong. But I'm going to have to shut the door again because the bonnet's going to be soon, and it keeps raining on it. Well, I think we're seeing now they painted the door as well. So the door is in fact red. The red matches the rear flank. Unfortunately, the rest of the car is pink. So fairly terrible job on that. Probably need to go over it again. But I'm reaching the point of cannot be bothered. It's certainly a lot better than it was. But I feel all I've done is reveal just how bad the orange peel is on this section. And how badly painted things were when they did them. I haven't done the roof yet. And I think I should. This won't go away. So that's the incorrect red. That's the factory colour. Seamlessly blended in. No. But might as well do the roof as well, I guess. I don't really want to polish anymore. I hurt. I've been doing this for hours. Well, briefly outside, because I think it's going to rain again. What do you reckon? Did I do a good job? It's certainly looking nicer, I think. But you can see just how red this rear flank is. That wasn't a good colour match at all. I've just put a coat of gloss on. But there we go. That's looking a lot better. It's raining. Bloody weather. Got some beading going on though. But I mean, the paint is far from perfect. There are issues all around the car. We've got what looks like tree sap or something in the paint over here. I think that's what that might be. And the bonnet is a bit of a state. I could probably do with a repaint in all honesty. But yeah, bloody weather. Less than ideal. So I think I'm going to wrap this one up there. We got some goodness going on with the car. It's looking a hell of a lot better. We got some mechanical work lined up. And yeah, winter, great. And I think we're going to do this all over again. This has been a fun project. So look out for whatever we buy next time. Have a salvage auction on Facebook Marketplace, I don't know, but it's going to be interesting. So thank you very much for watching. There will be more on the Daihatsu. I'll sort the exhaust out. I'm just running out of time this week, and yeah, see what else we can do with the rest of the fleet. But thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. Farewell. Rear wiper.